In 1929, a young German doctor did something that could have killed him in minutes. He cut open his own arm. Then he threaded a thin rubber tube through a vein and slowly pushed it toward his heart. The doctor was Werner Forssmann. At the time, inserting anything into the human heart was considered reckless, possibly fatal. The heart was sacred territory, untouchable. To interfere with it was to gamble with life itself. Forssmann believed that assumption was wrong. He was only 25 years old, working in a small hospital, ambitious, frustrated, convinced that medicine was too cautious. He had read studies suggesting that catheters, thin flexible tubes, could potentially be inserted into the heart to deliver medication or diagnose disease. But senior doctors rejected the idea. They insisted that entering the heart would cause immediate death. No one was willing to test it. So he volunteered the only subject he could control, himself. To perform the procedure, Forssmann needed access to hospital equipment. He persuaded a nurse to assist him, though accounts suggest she believed she would be the patient. Once inside the procedure room, Forssmann anesthetized his own arm instead. He made a small incision near his elbow and inserted the catheter into a vein. Slowly, carefully, he advanced it deeper into his body. There were no monitors, no imaging systems guiding him. He relied on anatomy and nerve. At any moment, the tube could have punctured a vessel, triggered arrhythmia, caused internal bleeding. Death would not have been dramatic, just sudden. But he kept pushing. Nearly 2 feet of tubing slid through his vein until it reached the right atrium of his heart. Then he did something even stranger. With the catheter still inside him, Forssmann walked to the radiology department and requested an X-ray. The image confirmed it. The tube had reached his heart. He had proven the impossible. And instead of applause, he received criticism. Senior physicians were furious. They called him irresponsible, reckless, dangerous. He was reprimanded. His career stalled. He struggled to secure positions. Many in the medical community dismissed him as an attention seeker. The idea that a young doctor would endanger himself for a theory felt unprofessional, even insane. But Forssmann was not chasing spectacle. He was chasing possibility. He believed that entering the heart safely could transform medicine. Doctors could measure pressures, diagnose defects, deliver drugs directly, understand cardiac disease from the inside. He saw a future others could not or would not. Years passed before others took his experiments seriously. Eventually, researchers in the United States refined the technique. They developed safer methods, better equipment, clearer protocols. Cardiac catheterization became one of the most important tools in modern medicine. Today, millions of procedures are performed each year using principles Forssmann demonstrated on himself. It is routine, safe, essential. In 1956, nearly 3 decades after threading a tube into his own heart, Werner Forssmann received the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. The same act that nearly destroyed his career reshaped it. But the deeper question remains. What kind of mind decides to test a theory on its own heart? There's bravery in that act, and obsession. There's conviction, and ego. Forssmann believed so strongly in his idea that he trusted it more than the warnings of his superiors. He treated his own body as experimental proof. This is the strange pattern of certain scientists. When institutions move too slowly, they bypass them. When rules feel restrictive, they bend them. When proof is required, they offer themselves. The line between courage and recklessness becomes thin. If Forssmann had died, history would remember him differently. Not as a pioneer, but as a cautionary tale. Outcome shapes legacy. We often celebrate scientific breakthroughs as inevitable progress, but they rarely are. They are usually born from individuals willing to cross boundaries. Ethical, professional, personal. Forssmann crossed into his own chest. He treated the human heart not as sacred territory, but as territory unexplored. And exploration always carries risk. Weird scientists are not strange because they lack intelligence. They are strange because they accept risks most of us instinctively avoid. They wager their reputations. Sometimes their safety. Occasionally their lives. Not for fame, at least not initially, but for validation of an idea that refuses to leave them alone. Werner Forssmann did not invent the heart catheter. He proved it could be done. Sometimes that is enough to change the world. If you enjoy stories about the obsessive, boundary-pushing minds behind modern breakthroughs, subscribe to Talking Tech for more documentary-style tech and science stories.